My mother was born in 1902 in Bekassin, a small village in the mountains of south-central Lebanon. Her father, Amin Saad, and his wife Hilda already had 3 children, Maryam, Rose, and Tamim, when Hilda again became pregnant. Amin desperately wanted a boy. Disappointed at the birth of his 4th daughter, he called it quits, so he named his 4th daughter Mintaha, the end in Arabic. Hilda died soon thereafter, and Amin took a 2nd wife. The oldest daughter, Maryam, married a man named Thomas Bowles and had a daughter, Eugenia. Tom and Maryam decided to emigrate to the United States, and, as was common at the time, they left their daughter behind until they could establish themselves. In 1920, by now settled in Waterville, they sent for her. Eugenia was 9 years old and could not make the trip alone, so Mintaha was chosen to accompany her. She was 18 and had never before left Lebanon. She could not read, speak, or understand a word of English. Mintaha and Eugenia traveled first to Marseille, then made their way to Paris. According to Eugenia, who later described the trip to my sister and brother Paul, one purpose of the trip was for my mother to meet a prospective husband for an arranged marriage. The man was a Lebanese immigrant living in Paris, where he was a practicing dentist. After the meeting, Mintaha and Eugenia traveled to Le Havre, where on June 5, 1920, they boarded the SS Leopoldina, arriving in New York 11 days later, 2 of 1,169 immigrants on board, part of the human tide that passed through Ellis Island. But Mintaha did not return to Paris as planned, and she never again lived in Lebanon. She did not tell Eugenia what happened at that meeting in Paris, but based on her later life and words, it's clear that all along what she wanted was to get to America, where she would join her sisters and be free to make her own decisions. Soon after she got to Maine, she became Mary, and she stayed. After arriving in Waterville and moving in with her sister and brother-in-law, Mary found work as a dishwasher in a local restaurant, but she soon learned the trade she would ply for the rest of her working life. Throughout central Maine, textile mills were running around the clock, spinning out thousands of yards of cotton and woolen goods. In the previous half-century, they had become, in the aggregate, the largest employer in the state, hiring thousands of immigrants. By all accounts, Mary became a skilled weaver. For several decades she worked the night shift, from 11 o'clock in the evening until 7 in the morning. The textiles mills of the time were noisy, the clatter of the looms so deafening that conversation was impossible. The air inside the mill was hot and heavy, dense with suffocating lint that filled the workers' lungs, hair, nostrils, and ears, and covered their clothing. The floors were slick, with many years' accumulation of lubricating oil, so the workers shuffled around, their feet always in contact with the floor, so as not to slip. It was, and still is, although conditions in modern mills are much improved, particularly the reduction of lint, hot, hard, demanding work. Mary did it for most of her adult life, so her children would never have to. My father was born in 1900 in Boston. Known as Baby Joe, he was the youngest son of Irish immigrants. He never knew his parents and was raised in an orphanage in Boston. It was common practice at the time for the nuns who operated the orphanage to take the children on weekends to Catholic